Hello, rock and rollers. Rock and roll! Welcome to the ElectroJet Rock Show. I'm your humble host, Jett, coming to you from Las Vegas. And I have with me on the other end of the phone, the professor from Los Angeles.
What's up, rock and rollers? Hey, welcome back to our show. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, all that good stuff.
Yeah, tonight's show is going to be great or not so great on Paul Stanley of Kiss. His singing, his playing, his composition, his performance. So what do you think of him, Professor?
Oh, Paul Stanley, of course. He's, an icon, just as Kiss is. He's the, if you had to say to pick one leader of Kiss, it's probably him, Gene's being 1A and Paul being 1. And,
well, I think Paul's more like the musical, you mean the musical leader.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, what I liked about Kiss was everybody had a role that they played. And so all those, they kind of fit together, at least early Kiss, really well. And Paul, I think, like you mentioned, a lot of the writing of the music, a lot of lyric writing, the direction of the band, keeping the band going, pushing forward, that was always Paul. And, that was some of their greatest songs. Obviously, he helped compose or completely compose. He also helped direct the band musically and stylistically, I think. Just a lot of great songs and a lot of great performances. I mean, I think how many shows they must have played up till this point. Just thousands, I would guess. So real consistent. It's just a great band leader and a great performer, great musician. Didn't always care for his live thing that he would do, his kind of shtick that he would do on stage. I think, Jett, you probably like that a little better than me.
I was talking to somebody backstage before, and there's a lot of people out there that told me you like to drink vodka and orange juice.
Orange juice. Yeah, some of that, wasn't my favorite thing, but, generally, that's a small part of it. I think the whole package, absolutely great. What's your take on Paul Stanley, Jett?
Oh, freaking great. Second concert I ever went to, I think I was 16 years old or something like that.
Yeah, I went to the same show with you.
Yeah, it was on the Love Gun tour. It was at the LA Forum, second concert I ever went, and they were phenomenal. I read some stuff about Paul. He always had trouble at the LA gigs for some reason. He had to have shots in his voice box or something because his voice was giving him trouble even back then. But man, I couldn't tell. He sounded phenomenal. He's like, his whole thing is like, he's like a Robert Plant wannabe kind of like vocal in. I know he's a big Zepplin fan, big Free fan. Paul Rogers is, I'm sure, one of his favorites. Who's a phenomenal singer. He's a big Robert Plant guy. I think back in the old days, though, Gene wrote with Paul, and they wrote more stuff. I think maybe Gene was maybe a little more of the driving force of Kiss overall, like the big picture. But Paul, I agree with you, Professor. Yeah, he was definitely, especially in the 80s, he was absolutely the driver of Kiss. His guitar playing is great. His tone was, they had the cool, just plugged into the Marshall rhythm sound, just plugged straight into the amp, crank it up. So it has a little bit of a drive on it. It's not a really high gain distorted tone or anything like that. His performances were always great. They had all their choreography down, and consummate professional. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Paul Stanley's work, so I'm going to say great.
Yeah, I got to say great also. I'm a big fan also, big Kiss fan, but really a big Paul Stanley fan, and it's hard to find too many flaws with him. There's a few, but we all have flaws.
Yeah, there's quite a... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, just I was going to say, yeah, just great overall.
Yeah, I was going to say, out of all the four of the guys, this is saying something. And on Halloween, there was quite a few years in my late teens when we'd go to a party or something for Halloween. Yeah, I was Paul quite a few times. So I think overall he was kind of my favorite in Kiss back then. Back in the day, though, I came to the Kiss party a little later than most for kids our age. Back in the day, you know, you saw all the rock stars in Circus Magazine or Hit Parade or Cream, and it was always like, were you a Kiss fan or were you an Aerosmith fan? And I always was Aerosmith, but finally I caved in and I went out and bought a Live, and it blew me away, man. It's a friggin' masterpiece. Paul's singing is great. You can hear him even on the video from 1976 on the Destroyer tour. He was trashing his voice even back then. He was pushing it too hard. When you're young and you're a rock star like that, you think you're invincible. But yeah, I think all that damage has caught up to haunt him in recent years. But yeah, he's absolutely one of the greatest rock and roll lead singers of all time, bar none. I mean, he's up there with Robert Plant or Tyler. He's got the range. He's got great tone, got great phrasing, has the lisp, and he's very unique, has very unique sound, and love his work. So I say great.
I say great as well.
So this is Jett signing off. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please share our content with all your Kiss fans out there, Kiss fan friends out there. And this is Jett signing off with
The Professor and...
Ratt!